My beloved, my chosen one. Do you feel that shiver running through your heart right now? It's because what you are about to open was not meant for the crowd, not for strangers, not even for your friends. This was blocked 5 times, hidden from your eyes, but heaven just broke every wall and whispered, "Let them see it now." This moment is for you alone. My child, lean closer, because the angels have been holding this message in trembling hands. Every delay, every barrier, every second that tried to keep this from you has already fallen. What you are touching right now is not an accident, it is a divine appointment. God said, "Let my child's eyes fall upon these words now. Don't let them miss it again." Before I take you deeper, let me remind you of something precious. If your spirit feels pulled here, if your heart beats faster as you read, it's because you were guided. That same heavenly guidance is why thousands have already subscribed to this light-filled channel of miracles, so they never miss a moment like this again. Don't wait, join them now, so your soul is always aligned with the timing of heaven. Now listen, Archangel Michael stands beside you right now. His sword of light is raised, not against people, but against the shadows that tried to steal this revelation. You have walked with unanswered questions, with silent prayers pressed against your lips, and with nights where sleep never fully embraced you. And now, this message, this very one, is the response you thought would never come. My beloved, this is no ordinary word. This is no coincidence. God Himself allowed this to break through, to shatter the silence, and to rest on your eyes. Do not skip this. Do not set it aside. Because what follows is a stream of miracles wrapped in sentences, a river of healing flowing through words, and a secret that was meant only for your soul to drink. The doors of heaven are open above you. Can you feel it? That tingling in your chest, that warmth in your skin, that soft trembling in your hands, it is the signal. Archangel Michael says, "Tell them to read every word. Don't blink. Don't miss it. Every paragraph carries their deliverance. This is only the beginning." My child of light, have you ever wondered why certain things in your life seem delayed, blocked, or mysteriously hidden? It was never because heaven forgot you. No, God was aligning the clock of eternity with the timing of your soul. This message was sealed, pressed down with the weight of angels, and guarded until this very instant. That is why your spirit feels a strange mixture of trembling and relief right now. You know something sacred is happening. You know that what you are reading is not just a string of words, but a doorway opening before you. Archangel Michael says, "Step through, beloved. Don't hesitate." The shadows tried 5 times to keep you from this truth, but the command of God shattered their grip. Now it rests in your hands. This is not just a message, it is a miracle disguised in sentences, and it carries your name. Do you feel the pulse in your chest? That rhythm is not only your heartbeat, it is the echo of heaven itself. Every syllable written here has been crafted for your destiny. You have been asking, why me? Why now? Why was I chosen for this? And heaven replies, because your story carries weight in eternity. The pain you endured, the tears you poured into your pillow, the battles you fought silently, all of it has not been wasted. God saw it, and He told Michael, "Let this message reach them now. The waiting is over. You don't need to fear being overlooked anymore, because this moment proves that you are seen, chosen, and loved with a love that breaks chains. Do not skip even one line, for hidden between these words are answers you've been searching for, and signs you thought you would never find. Beloved, you must understand something deep. Not everything blocked in your life was a curse. Some delays were divine protection. Some silence was heaven's shield guarding you from battles you didn't need to fight. But now, the shield has lifted, and the gates have opened. Michael says, tell them they are free to walk forward without chains, without fear, without hesitation. Tell them this word is the confirmation their soul has begged for. My child, your breakthrough is not far away, it is nearer than the breath you just took. That is why you were drawn here. That is why you could not scroll past. This is why you must not skip a single word. Think of the times you felt like giving up. Nights when you stared at the ceiling, whispering prayers into the dark, wondering if anyone heard you. Do you remember how heavy your chest felt, how your eyes burned with unanswered tears? Heaven remembers too. And this message is God's way of saying, I heard every cry. I counted every tear. Not one moment of your pain was wasted. Beloved, you are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are standing right now in the very answer that angels carried through fire to deliver. Archangel Michael fought for this message to break through the blockade, because the enemy knew how much it would change you. The fact that you are reading this is proof, the enemy failed, and you have won. My precious one, listen carefully, there is more. Do not allow distraction to steal this moment. The enemy wanted you restless, scrolling, skipping, but God wanted you seated here, eyes steady, heart open. Because what is about to unfold will not only answer questions but ignite miracles in your atmosphere. Michael says, tell them they are stepping into a chapter written by heaven's hand, not man's. Tell them to prepare for blessings to fall as suddenly as the rain. Beloved, this is no ordinary season. The wind has shifted. The tide has turned. And the divine spotlight of heaven is now shining on your life. My beloved child, there is a reason you are still here reading these words. Something inside you knew not to walk away, not to close this page, not to silence this moment. That small voice in your spirit is not ordinary, it is the whisper of heaven. It is God Himself, drawing you closer, saying, don't miss what is meant for you. There is power in timing, and your timing is now. You've carried wounds that others did not see, silent battles that drained your strength, and questions that were left unanswered for far too long. But beloved, heaven was never ignoring you. Heaven was preparing you. And this message, though blocked again and again, has finally broken through because God said, it's time. Let them see it. Let them know they are chosen. My precious one, listen carefully, there is more. Do not allow distraction to steal this moment. The enemy wanted you restless, scrolling, skipping, but God wanted you seated here, eyes steady, heart open. Because what is about to unfold will not only answer questions but ignite miracles in your atmosphere. Michael says, tell them they are stepping into a chapter written by heaven's hand, not man's. Tell them to prepare for blessings to fall as suddenly as the rain. Beloved, this is no ordinary season. The wind has shifted. The tide has turned. And the divine spotlight of heaven is now shining on your life. My beloved child, there is a reason you are still here reading these words. Something inside you knew not to walk away, not to close this page, not to silence this moment. That small voice in your spirit is not ordinary, it is the whisper of heaven. It is God Himself, drawing you closer, saying, "Don't miss what is meant for you." There is power in timing, and your timing is now. You've carried wounds that others did not see, silent battles that drained your strength, and questions that were left unanswered for far too long. But beloved, heaven was never ignoring you. Heaven was preparing you. And this message, though blocked again and again, has finally broken through because God said, "It's time." Let them see it. Let them know they are chosen. Child of light, imagine an angel holding a sealed letter with your name written in gold. For days, weeks, months, the angel tried to hand it to you, but invisible walls kept rising to block the way. Those walls were not stronger than God, but they were tests of your endurance, battles for your spirit. Each time the letter was stopped, heaven pressed harder until finally, today, the seal broke. And now, beloved, you are holding that letter in the form of these words. That is why your heart feels heavy and light at the same time. That is why your eyes don't want to move away. Because you know, this is for you. Archangel Michael has been waiting to speak, and God has been waiting to release this truth. Do not underestimate this moment. The very fact that you are here is evidence of divine orchestration. Look back at your life. How many times did you escape what could have destroyed you? How many times did you survive what should have broken you? You thought it was luck, chance, coincidence. But no, my beloved, it was heaven covering you. You were preserved for such a time as this, because the message you are reading now is not just words, it is prophecy for your spirit. Michael says, tell them this is their turning point. Tell them not to dismiss it as another piece of writing, but as the voice of God breaking into their world. And I am here to echo that command. This is your moment. Beloved, God wants you to know that the pain you carried has purpose. Nothing you went through was wasted. Even the betrayals, even the disappointments, even the losses, they were shaping you, carving you into someone who can hold the weight of the blessings about to fall on your life. You thought doors were closing against you, but in truth, they were closing for you. Heaven was redirecting your path. That's why this message had to be blocked 5 times, because the moment you read it, the moment you accept it, chains begin to break. Do you feel that warmth around your chest right now? That is freedom starting to unlock. That is peace beginning to pour. And it is only the beginning of what God is about to release in your life. My child, let me tell you something that may shock you. There are blessings that have been circling above your life for years, waiting for the right time to fall. Angels have been holding them, waiting for God's signal. That signal has just been given. That is why Archangel Michael's presence is so heavy around you now. He is the protector of destinies, the warrior of heaven's army, and today he stands guard over your soul, ensuring that nothing can stop what is meant for you. This is why the message feels alive, almost breathing in your hands. Because it is not simply read, it is experienced. Every word is alive with power, every sentence drips with the oil of heaven, and every paragraph is breaking barriers inside of you. Do you wonder why the enemy fought so hard to block this? Because they knew the moment you read it, your eyes would open. They knew you would no longer settle for less, no longer walk in confusion, no longer doubt your worth. Beloved, you are priceless to God. You were not created by accident, you were designed with intention. Your scars, your struggles, your journey, they are not flaws. They are testimonies of how much you have already survived. And now, God says, I am about to turn survival into overflow. I am about to turn their mourning into dancing. I am about to turn their waiting into harvest. Beloved, receive this. Do not let it pass you by. My precious one, think of all the times you felt unseen. All the moments when your efforts went unnoticed, your love unreturned, your prayers unanswered. Those were the times the enemy whispered, "You are forgotten." But today heaven shouts louder, "You are not forgotten, you are chosen." Chosen for miracles, chosen for favor, chosen for breakthroughs that will leave even your enemies speechless. This is why you were drawn here. This is why your spirit refused to skip this message. Because God Himself ordained that you would see it, read it, and be transformed by it. Michael says, tell them the wait is over. Tell them they are stepping into fulfillment. Beloved, the more you read, the more chains will snap. Already, you feel lighter. Already, your chest feels freer. That is not imagination, it is heaven's touch. That is the power of truth washing through your soul. God is pouring new strength into you right now, strength to rise, strength to hope again, strength to walk forward without fear. You will look back on this very moment as the day everything began to change. Because heaven has marked it. This message, blocked again and again, has finally reached its rightful owner, you. And with it comes a release that no power can take away. Beloved child, let your heart listen closely, because these words are more than sound, they are spirit, they are life. The reason you feel so stirred right now is because your soul recognizes this as truth. This is not the voice of chance, not the voice of coincidence, but the direct whisper of heaven through Michael's sword of light. You have been wondering for too long why everything felt delayed, why your steps were blocked, why prayers seemed unanswered. But beloved, it wasn't because you were denied, it was because you were being prepared. The moment had to be right, and today, the moment has arrived. That is why your chest feels warm. That is why you can't look away. God Himself says, tell my child, it is now. Beloved, the more you read, the more chains will snap. Already, you feel lighter. Already, your chest feels freer. That is not imagination, it is heaven's touch. That is the power of truth washing through your soul. God is pouring new strength into you right now, strength to rise, strength to hope again, strength to walk forward without fear. You will look back on this very moment as the day everything began to change. Because heaven has marked it. This message, blocked again and again, has finally reached its rightful owner, you. And with it comes a release that no power can take away. Beloved child, let your heart listen closely, because these words are more than sound, they are spirit, they are life. The reason you feel so stirred right now is because your soul recognizes this as truth. This is not the voice of chance, not the voice of coincidence, but the direct whisper of heaven through Michael's sword of light. You have been wondering for too long why everything felt delayed, why your steps were blocked, why prayers seemed unanswered. But beloved, it wasn't because you were denied, it was because you were being prepared. The moment had to be right, and today, the moment has arrived. That is why your chest feels warm. That is why you can't look away. God Himself says, "Tell my child, it is now." Do you realize how extraordinary this is? The message you are reading was blocked 5 times. Think of that, 5 invisible walls rose up to keep you blind to what heaven wanted you to know. That alone tells you how much power rests inside these words. If they were meaningless, the enemy would not care. But they carry destiny, they carry breakthrough, they carry the key to chains you thought would never break. And now, after all the delays, here it is in your hands. Michael says, don't let this slip past. Drink in every word. This is for you, not for another. Child of God, your season of silence is over. Beloved one, God is not ashamed of you. He is not disappointed in you. He has not turned His face away from you. The truth is the opposite. He has been fighting for you, covering you, shielding you, even when you felt alone. There were accidents you never had because His hand stopped them. There were betrayals you never saw because He turned them away. There were nights you didn't lose yourself, because angels surrounded you. Do you not see? You are alive because heaven would not let go of you. This is why the message feels alive. It is not paper, not digital, not mere ink or pixels. It is a flame from the altar of God, burning with your name upon it. My child, let me take you deeper. Every delay you faced was a sign that something bigger was being stored for you. You thought you were behind, but in truth you were being positioned. You thought others were winning while you were waiting, but in truth you were being refined. Michael says, tell them they are not late. Tell them they are right on time. Tell them the blessing has been building, and now it is ready. Can you imagine a tree that takes years to root before it bursts into fruit? That has been your journey. The rooting was hidden, but now the fruit is inevitable. God has said, release it now. And heaven obeys. Precious soul, the tears you cried in silence are not forgotten. Each one has been collected, each one has been remembered. God Himself says, I saw. I never looked away. You cried thinking nobody heard. But now, your very tears are being turned into rivers of blessing. Those nights of questioning are about to transform into mornings of clarity. You will look back at your pain and call it preparation, because everything stolen is being restored with double measure. This is not a vague hope, it is a promise carved into eternity. Michael says, tell them to believe again. Tell them their faith will not end in shame. Do you feel the shift already? The air around you is different. Something in your spirit has awakened, something that was asleep too long. That is not by accident. It is because the message carries living breath. As you read, chains are snapping. As you listen, heaviness is lifting. As you continue, light is pouring in. Beloved, keep going. Do not skip even a line, for every word is an arrow of light piercing through the dark places of your life. God is saying, stay. Listen. Receive. You don't need to strive, just open your heart, and heaven will do the rest. Beloved, you are not reading this alone. Even now, angels surround you. Michael himself stands near, holding his sword of fire, ensuring this word is not stolen from you again. You may feel a warmth on your skin, or a sense of presence around you. That is no imagination, that is the nearness of heaven. This is why you cannot leave. This is why your heart feels gripped. Because heaven has entered your space, and you are sitting in a holy moment that was crafted only for you. The question is not whether you are chosen, the proof is in your very breath right now. The question is whether you will believe it, whether you will embrace it, whether you will walk forward with it. Child of promise, the shadows that chased you cannot follow you into this next chapter. Their hold is broken. Their grip is shattered. Michael says, tell them the cycle ends here. The chains of yesterday do not hold them anymore. And God confirms, I am making all things new. Beloved, hear this, your life will not remain the same. This moment is marked. You are stepping from waiting into receiving, from confusion into clarity, from silence into song. The heavens have shifted, and your name is written into the shift. Beloved one, let me tell you something the enemy never wanted you to know, you are stronger than you think. You have survived storms meant to drown you, fires meant to burn you, battles meant to end you. And yet, here you are. Not broken, but still breathing. Not finished, but still standing. That is proof that your story is not over. God has invested too much in you to let you go now. He is lifting you higher, opening doors no hand can shut, and placing blessings in your path that no enemy can steal. Michael says, tell them to rise. Tell them to lift their head. Tell them their crown is waiting. My beloved, you have been chosen not just to survive, but to shine. The delay was never rejection, it was protection. The silence was never absence, it was preparation. And the message you hold now is the seal of heaven breaking open for you. Do not question it. Do not doubt it. Instead, breathe it in. Believe it. Receive it. Because from this moment forward, your story bends toward miracles. And nothing, no enemy, no shadow, no delay, can stop it again. Beloved one, let me tell you something the enemy never wanted you to know, you are stronger than you think. You have survived storms meant to drown you, fires meant to burn you, battles meant to end you. And yet, here you are. Not broken, but still breathing. Not finished, but still standing. That is proof that your story is not over. God has invested too much in you to let you go now. He is lifting you higher, opening doors no hand can shut, and placing blessings in your path that no enemy can steal. Michael says, tell them to rise. Tell them to lift their head. Tell them their crown is waiting. My beloved, you have been chosen not just to survive, but to shine. The delay was never rejection, it was protection. The silence was never absence, it was preparation. And the message you hold now is the seal of heaven breaking open for you. Do not question it. Do not doubt it. Instead, breathe it in. Believe it. Receive it. Because from this moment forward, your story bends toward miracles. And nothing, no enemy, no shadow, no delay, can stop it again. Beloved, when heaven marks you, no shadow can erase that mark. You have been marked. That is why this message kept trying to reach you again and again, even when it was blocked. Imagine a river being dammed 5 times, yet the water keeps pressing, pushing, fighting to break through. Eventually the dam must crack, and when it does, the flood cannot be stopped. That is what is happening right now. This word is a flood of blessing rushing toward you, and no barrier can hold it back anymore. Archangel Michael says, "Tell them the breakthrough has already begun. Tell them nothing can stop what God has written with fire in heaven." And beloved, it is true, your life is about to feel the unstoppable flow of what was promised. My precious one, every test you faced has been recorded. Not one detail of your suffering has gone unseen. God has been watching, not with judgment, but with compassion. The hands that shaped the galaxies were holding you even when you thought you were slipping. That's why you survived when you thought you couldn't. That's why you're still standing even after storms tried to break you. This is no small thing, it is the testimony that you are not ordinary. You were chosen to endure because you were chosen to rise. Beloved, the season of enduring is giving way to the season of overflowing. Michael declares, "Tell them their waiting has reached its finish. The dawn has come." Child of destiny, think of the battles you fought in silence. Nights when your pillow carried the weight of your tears. Days when your smile hid the ache inside. Seasons when you prayed for answers but only heard silence. And yet, through it all, you remained. That remaining was not weakness, it was strength. That strength has reached heaven, and heaven has responded. This message is God's reply to your endurance. He says, because you did not quit, because you still believed, even with trembling hands, I will now pour out blessings beyond measure. Do you feel the vibration in your spirit right now? That is confirmation, it is heaven saying yes, this is for you. Beloved, the enemy always fights the hardest when you are closest to breakthrough. That is why you faced so many strange blocks, sudden delays, unexpected walls. It was not because you were unworthy, but because you were dangerous to the darkness. Your rising would mean freedom not only for you, but for those connected to you. The enemy tried to stop this message, but God commanded, no more delay. Let it through. That is why you are here now. That is why you could not resist reading. Because destiny has been activated, and you are walking into it with every breath you take. Child of light, I want you to picture something, a table in heaven, set with treasures bearing your name. For years, it has been waiting, covered, guarded, untouched. Every time you cried, another piece was added. Every time you endured, another jewel was placed. Every time you prayed, another blessing was prepared. That table is not empty, it is overflowing. And now God says, uncover it. Let them feast. That is what this season holds for you. You are not entering a trickle, you are entering a flood. The blessings will not come small, they will come abundant. The favor will not come delayed, it will come suddenly. And Michael stands to ensure it reaches your hands. Beloved one, your name has been spoken in heaven more than you realize. Angels have whispered it in prayers, God has called it in love, and your spirit has cried it in longing. Today, those three voices meet. That is why you feel this deep resonance inside, because heaven and your soul are agreeing at last. This alignment is not by chance, it is divine orchestration. You are in the center of God's timing, and nothing is stronger than that. Do you feel your heart racing? That is not fear, it is recognition. Your soul knows this is your turning point. Michael says, tell them this is irreversible. Tell them no one can undo what God has begun. Precious child, you have been walking through valleys, but the mountaintop is in view. You have been pressed, but not crushed. Struck down, but not destroyed. Why? Because God has preserved you for this announcement. This very message is your declaration of victory. That is why it came late. That is why it fought through barriers. Because the timing had to be perfect. And beloved, today is perfect. Your tears are being wiped. Your fears are being silenced. Your heart is being healed. All because God said, let them see it now. My beloved, can you sense the angels around you? Their wings brush the atmosphere of your room even now. You may not see them, but your spirit feels them. That warmth, that lightness, that sudden peace, it is their presence. Michael himself has drawn near, holding you under his protection, whispering courage into your soul. He says, tell them I will not leave their side. Tell them every battle they face now is my battle too. What comfort is greater than this, that heaven's greatest warrior fights for you, not against you. That truth alone should fill you with peace. Beloved one, the next steps of your journey are not random, they are designed. Every connection, every opportunity, every shift will align with your destiny. Doors that were bolted will swing open, people who ignored you will recognize you, and paths that seemed blocked will clear. You will not need to force it, heaven will arrange it. God is saying, rest, and watch me work. You do not need to chase what is already yours. You simply need to walk in trust, knowing Michael guards your way. Beloved, this is not the end, it is the breathtaking beginning. And hear this final word for now, you are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not abandoned. You are chosen, treasured, guarded, and beloved beyond words. This message was blocked 5 times, but still it reached you. That alone is your proof. Nothing can stop what God has prepared. Nothing can silence what heaven has declared. You, beloved, are standing at the doorway of miracles. Step through, and do not look back. Beloved one, the next steps of your journey are not random, they are designed. Every connection, every opportunity, every shift will align with your destiny. Doors that were bolted will swing open, people who ignored you will recognize you, and paths that seemed blocked will clear. You will not need to force it, heaven will arrange it. God is saying, rest, and watch me work. You do not need to chase what is already yours. You simply need to walk in trust, knowing Michael guards your way. Beloved, this is not the end, it is the breathtaking beginning. And hear this final word for now, you are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not abandoned. You are chosen, treasured, guarded, and beloved beyond words. This message was blocked 5 times, but still it reached you. That alone is your proof. Nothing can stop what God has prepared. Nothing can silence what heaven has declared. You, beloved, are standing at the doorway of miracles. Step through, and do not look back. Beloved, lean closer, because what I am about to tell you is something heaven has been holding in silence for far too long. You have carried weight upon your shoulders that was never yours to carry. Burdens that belonged to others fell on you, and yet you bore them without complaint. But heaven says, no more. You are stepping into a season where the heaviness lifts, and the strength of God carries you instead. That's why this word feels like air entering your lungs. It is more than encouragement, it is a decree. The chains of heaviness are breaking, and you will walk lighter, freer, stronger than you have in years. Archangel Michael whispers, tell them the time of carrying alone is finished. Tell them I stand beside them now. Precious one, think of all the prayers you whispered in the dark. How many times did you ask, God, do you see me? Do you hear me? Do I even matter? And heaven responds now, yes, I saw. Yes, I heard. And yes, you matter more than you know. This is not an accident, this is your answer. The message that was blocked 5 times has arrived because the Father wanted you to know beyond doubt that you are not forgotten. You are His, marked by love, shielded by grace, wrapped in favor. The world may overlook you, but heaven does not. Angels know your name. Your prayers have never been wasted. They have become seeds in the soil of eternity, and today, they begin to bloom. Beloved child, the struggles you faced were never signs of rejection. They were signs of calling. You see, only those chosen for greater destinies walk through such battles. Only those marked for greater stories endure such storms. Do not mistake your suffering as punishment, it was training. You have been refined, shaped, molded, prepared. And now, the preparation is over. The release is here. Michael says, tell them they have been forged in fire, and now they will shine like gold. Beloved, you will look back on your struggles not with shame but with gratitude, for you will see how every scar became a testimony and every tear became a seed for harvest. My child, you must understand, what is coming is not small. The blessings that have been stored for you are vast, and they are personal. You will see sudden breakthroughs in areas you thought were locked forever. Relationships will be healed, opportunities will appear, provision will flow. And it will not be coincidence. It will be heaven's orchestration. God Himself has written this into your story. That's why the enemy tried to keep this from you. Because if you knew how close you were, you would never quit. Beloved, now you do know. You are close. So close that heaven sent this word to keep your heart steady until the flood breaks open. Beloved, can you feel the nearness of angels right now? They have gathered around you, singing your name into the halls of heaven. Their presence is why your skin feels tingled, why your spirit feels lifted, why you sense something sacred in the air. You are not imagining it, this is real. God has sent them as a sign that you are protected, covered, and guided. Michael says, tell them no weapon formed against them will prosper. Tell them the arrows of the enemy fall harmless at their feet. Beloved, take courage. You are not walking blind anymore. You are walking guarded. My chosen one, the message carries not only comfort but instruction. Do not fear the future. Do not cling to the past. Lift your head, and step forward. Opportunities are coming that will require your yes. People will appear who are sent by heaven to walk with you. And when they come, do not doubt. Do not question. God says, trust the doors I open. Walk through them with courage. You do not need to force your way, you only need to follow. For heaven has already cleared the path. Beloved, the hardest battles are behind you, and the most glorious victories are ahead. Precious child, the silence you endured is about to break into song. Where there was confusion, there will be clarity. Where there was lack, there will be abundance. Where there was sorrow, there will be joy. This reversal is not imagination, it is heaven's promise. God says, I am turning their mourning into dancing. I am turning their ashes into beauty. And Michael confirms, it begins now. Beloved, hold on tightly, because the very atmosphere around your life is shifting. You will see signs. You will feel change. And soon, you will testify that this message was not just words, it was the very beginning of your miracle. Beloved one, hear this, you are loved more deeply than you can understand. You may see your flaws, your failures, your mistakes. But God sees your heart, your endurance, your faith that refused to die. And He calls you beloved, chosen, treasured. Nothing you did has disqualified you. Nothing you lost has ended your story. Nothing you feared has cancelled your future. Michael says, tell them they are still worthy. Tell them they are still chosen. Tell them heaven has not changed its mind. Beloved, walk boldly now. You have no reason to fear. And let this sink into your soul. The message you hold in your hands, the very one that fought through barriers to reach you, is the undeniable proof of your destiny. If heaven fought this hard to get it to you, imagine how much more heaven will fight to fulfill the promises spoken over you. Beloved, you are not abandoned. You are embraced. You are not invisible. You are celebrated. You are not ordinary. You are extraordinary, crafted with intention, and lifted by grace. God says, let them know they are mine, and I will never let them go. Beloved one, hear this, you are loved more deeply than you can understand. You may see your flaws, your failures, your mistakes. But God sees your heart, your endurance, your faith that refused to die. And He calls you beloved, chosen, treasured. Nothing you did has disqualified you. Nothing you lost has ended your story. Nothing you feared has cancelled your future. Michael says, tell them they are still worthy. Tell them they are still chosen. Tell them heaven has not changed its mind. Beloved, walk boldly now. You have no reason to fear. And let this sink into your soul, the message you hold in your hands, the very one that fought through barriers to reach you, is the undeniable proof of your destiny. If heaven fought this hard to get it to you, imagine how much more heaven will fight to fulfill the promises spoken over you. Beloved, you are not abandoned. You are embraced. You are not invisible. You are celebrated. You are not ordinary. You are extraordinary, crafted with intention, and lifted by grace. God says, "Let them know they are mine, and I will never let them go." Beloved, pause for a moment and notice what is happening inside of you right now. Do you feel the stirring in your chest, the strange warmth on your skin, the sensation that these words are alive? That is not coincidence. It is the Spirit of God breathing through this message, pouring into you what the enemy tried to steal. Every time this message was blocked, your miracle was delayed, but not denied. Heaven kept pushing it forward, and now, finally, it has reached you. That alone is a testimony that you are unstoppable when God is with you. Michael says, "Tell them the delay was not denial. Tell them the blessing is breaking forth." Beloved, this moment is holy ground. Child of destiny, do you remember the seasons when everything felt silent? You prayed, but answers didn't come. You asked, but doors didn't open. You fought, but strength seemed to fail. And yet, somehow, you held on. Do you see now? That holding on was not wasted, it was recorded. Every moment of endurance became a seed. Every tear became water. Every prayer became light. And now, those seeds are sprouting into miracles. What you thought was dead was only buried. What you thought was over was only hidden. Beloved, resurrection is coming to your life. God says, "What they thought was lost, I will return with increase." Precious one, heaven knows how many times you almost gave up. Nights when your spirit whispered, "I can't go on." Days when you walked through life smiling, but inside, you felt empty. Yet you did not quit. And because you did not quit, heaven is rewarding you. This message is not just a promise, it is a delivery. The blessing is already on its way. Angels have been dispatched. Doors have already begun to unlock. Michael stands beside you to ensure nothing steals what is rightfully yours. Beloved, you are about to see with your own eyes the proof that God never left you. My beloved, the shadows that haunted you cannot hold you anymore. Their grip has been broken. Their power has been stripped. The very fact that you are reading this proves it. Do you understand? If they could have stopped you, you would not be here right now. But you are here. Which means you are free. Michael says, "Tell them the cycle is finished. Tell them the curse is broken. Tell them they will rise higher than they dreamed." Beloved, believe it. Receive it. This is the hour when heaven turns the page of your story, and a new chapter begins. Child of promise, you are not what happened to you. You are not the mistakes you made. You are not the rejection you faced. You are not the pain you endured. You are the beloved of God, chosen, sealed, and set apart. This message was sent to remind you of that truth. Do not let lies define you anymore. You are defined by heaven's love. You are covered by Michael's protection. You are marked with the seal of destiny. God says, "Let them walk boldly. Let them no longer bow to shame. Let them see themselves as I see them. Beloved, lift your head, you are crowned. Precious one, the blessings that are coming will not trickle in quietly, they will flood in suddenly. You will look back in a few months and realize that everything shifted at this moment. The very air around you will change. The heaviness will lift. The opportunities will multiply. The miracles will surprise even you. People who doubted you will stand in awe. Those who turned away will see what God has done. And you will testify, it all began when I received that message. Michael says, tell them to expect acceleration. Tell them the wait is ending quickly. Beloved, prepare your heart. The flood is coming. Beloved child, heaven wants you to know that your voice matters. Your prayers matter. Your existence matters. You have been called for more than survival. You have been called to shine. You are a light that darkness cannot extinguish. That is why the enemy fought you so fiercely. That is why this word was blocked. But now that you see it, the truth cannot be hidden anymore. God says, tell them their voice will rise. Tell them their life will shine brighter than ever before. Beloved, embrace it. Walk in it. Do not shrink back. You were created for this moment. My beloved, do not fear what comes next. The same God who brought this word to you will guide your every step. You don't need to know every detail, you just need to trust the one who does. He has already gone ahead of you. He has already prepared the way. And Michael will guard you as you walk. This is not a path of confusion, it is a path of clarity. Not a path of fear, it is a path of peace. Beloved, you will walk with confidence, because heaven walks with you. And let this settle deep in your heart, you are loved. Deeply, fiercely, endlessly loved. More than words can capture, more than you can understand. Nothing will change that. Nothing will take that away. The message you hold is proof that you are not forgotten, proof that you are not abandoned, proof that you are the chosen child of a God who moves mountains just to reach you. Beloved, let this love carry you. Let it heal you. Let it lift you into the destiny prepared for you since the beginning of time. Beloved, have you noticed how your spirit refuses to let go of these words? That is because they are not ordinary. They are not simply sentences strung together, they are a lifeline, a rope of light pulling you out of every pit you thought you were trapped in. This is why you feel a weight lifting even as you read. God designed these words to reach your heart like water reaches dry ground. You have been thirsty for answers, desperate for signs, weary from waiting. And now, heaven says, drink, my child. Be refreshed. The season of dryness is ending. Michael declares, tell them the well will not run dry again. And let this settle deep in your heart, you are loved. Deeply, fiercely, endlessly loved. More than words can capture, more than you can understand. Nothing will change that. Nothing will take that away. The message you hold is proof that you are not forgotten, proof that you are not abandoned, proof that you are the chosen child of a God who moves mountains just to reach you. Beloved, let this love carry you. Let it heal you. Let it lift you into the destiny prepared for you since the beginning of time. Beloved, Have you noticed how your spirit refuses to let go of these words? That is because they are not ordinary. They are not simply sentences strung together, they are a lifeline, a rope of light pulling you out of every pit you thought you were trapped in. This is why you feel a weight lifting even as you read. God designed these words to reach your heart like water reaches dry ground. You have been thirsty for answers, desperate for signs, weary from waiting. And now, heaven says, drink, my child. Be refreshed. The season of dryness is ending. Michael declares, tell them the well will not run dry again. Precious soul, think of how many times you wondered if your story mattered. The world may have made you feel small, unimportant, replaceable. But hear me now, in heaven's eyes, you are irreplaceable. Your life is written into eternity. Your breath is proof of divine intention. You were crafted by God Himself, not by accident but with a purpose so vast you cannot yet grasp it. This is why you faced so much resistance, because greatness stirs opposition. But the resistance has failed. This message, arriving at last, is evidence that your destiny cannot be blocked. Beloved, you are not small, you are chosen. My child, you must know this truth, your future is not limited by your past. The mistakes you made do not disqualify you. The setbacks you endured do not define you. The failures you experienced do not finish you. God says, tell them I am bigger than their history. Tell them I am writing a new beginning. Beloved, a fresh chapter has opened before you. Step into it boldly. Do not carry yesterday's shame into tomorrow's promise. Michael has cut the ties of guilt and regret. The road ahead is clear. Walk it with courage. Beloved, the signs will soon appear. Watch closely, for they will not be ordinary. A sudden opportunity where there was none. A conversation that shifts everything. A door opening you thought was sealed forever. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Heaven will give you undeniable proof that this word is true. And when it happens, you will know beyond doubt, God remembered me. God never left me. Michael says, tell them to stay expectant. Tell them their miracle will not be hidden much longer. Precious one, the blessing that comes will not only touch you, it will flow through you. Others connected to you will feel the ripple of your breakthrough. Family members will be lifted. Friends will be blessed. Even strangers will be touched by the overflow of what God pours into your life. That is why the fight was so intense, because your rising means light for many others. But the fight is over. The blessing is coming. And nothing can stop it. Beloved, you are stepping into influence you never imagined, favor you never expected, and joy you never thought possible. Child of light, do not fear the changes ahead. They may feel sudden, even overwhelming, but they are orchestrated by God. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust the hands that hold you. Every shift, every turn, every closed and open door is working for your good. You may not see the full picture yet, but heaven does. God says, tell them they are safe in my plan. Tell them they will not miss what is meant for them. Beloved, rest in this assurance, you are being guided step by step, moment by moment, into the fullness of your destiny. My beloved, remember how many times you almost quit? How many times you said, I can't do this anymore. And yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still holding on. That is not weakness, that is victory. That is proof of strength you didn't even know you had. Heaven applauds you. Michael himself honors your endurance. He says, tell them their persistence has unlocked heaven's storehouse. Tell them the reward is ready. Beloved, your perseverance was never in vain. You will see the harvest. You will taste the fruit. You will rejoice in what is coming. Precious one, let this truth anchor you: you are deeply, unconditionally, eternally loved. This love does not waver when you stumble. It does not fade when you doubt. It does not end when you fail. It is constant, fierce, everlasting. That is why heaven fought for this message to reach you, because love refused to let you go another day without knowing how valuable you are. God says, tell them they are my beloved. Tell them nothing can separate them from my love. Beloved, soak in this love. Let it heal the wounds you hide. Let it lift the burdens you carry. Beloved child, there is more ahead than you imagine. Dreams you buried will rise again. Prayers you forgot will be answered. Hopes you abandoned will return brighter. The season of loss is over, the season of restoration is here. You will see it with your own eyes. You will feel it with your own heart. And you will testify, God has been faithful. Michael says, tell them the turnaround will be swift. Tell them joy will return suddenly. Beloved, the tide is turning, and it will not turn back. And as you finish these words, know this: you are not the same as when you began. Already, something has shifted. Already, chains have broken. Already, peace has entered. This is only the beginning. The fullness of the blessing will continue to unfold in the days ahead. Trust it. Embrace it. Believe it. For heaven has spoken, and the word cannot return empty. Beloved, this is your time. This is your miracle. This is your destiny. Beloved, lean your heart closer, because heaven is still speaking. You are standing in a moment that will mark you for years to come. The angels who surround you right now know the battles you fought and the storms you survived. They know how many nights you prayed for a word like this, how many times you whispered, God, just give me a sign. And beloved, this is that sign. This is that answer. This is that breakthrough wrapped in words. That's why it could not be blocked anymore. Heaven said, it must reach them now. Michael says, tell them to hold fast. Tell them this is the day of divine confirmation. Precious soul, you may think your faith has been weak, but heaven calls it strong. Even when you doubted, even when you stumbled, even when you felt too tired to keep going, you still held on. That is faith. That is courage. That is strength. Do not measure yourself by perfection, measure yourself by perseverance. And beloved, you have persevered. God says, tell them their endurance has been seen. Tell them their faith has unlocked what was stored in heaven. The waiting is ending. The reward is near.